Dear students, welcome to the science class. We are discussing in the last class. We are discussing about the light topic as well as we are discussing about the image formation by the spherical lenses. That is nothing but we start with the topic that is nothing but the convex lens. We are discussing about the image formation by the convex lens. We are discussing about the where does the image is going to fall. That is nothing but the position of the image when you keep the object at different positions. Right. Already we discussed about four ray diagrams. Today we are going to go with the fifth and sixth one. Right. Now in fifth ray diagram we are going to keep the object on C. We are going to keep the object on C so that we have to find out the where does the image is going to fall. The position of the image we are going to find out by using the ray diagram. So that first again we have to draw the principal axis. This will be the optic center. This will be the principal focus F1 and this will be the center of the curvature. The same manner this will be the principal focus on another side and this will be the center of curvature on another side. Right. I already given you dimensions, how to take those dimensions and how to draw the ray diagram. So that this will be the convex lens. Convex lens which is thicker at the center, or we can say that it is bulging at the middle. It is bulging outside at the middle. So that where we are going to keep the object, we are going to keep the object on the C. We are going to keep the object exactly on the C. Let the object be the A, B. The always object should be kept on the left hand side and object should be shown as the arrow mark. So that we are going to take two light rays for the formation of the image. For the formation of the image. If I take the first light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis, what will happen to that light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis in case of convex lens? The light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis in case of convex lens, on refraction is going to pass through the principal focus. On refraction it is going to pass through the principal focus. In the same manner, the second light ray I am going to take it is which is going or is passing through the optic center. Which is passing through the optic center. And what will happen on refraction? It is not going to refract since it is coinciding with the normal only. Since it is coinciding with the normal only. So that here the diagrams will be not be accurate. So for that reason, please use the pencil, compass, and take the current dimensions only. And take the current dimensions only, so that the diagram should be accurate. The diagram should be accurate. In like this way, the light is going to pass through the principal optic center. Where does the image is going to form? Image is forming here at exactly at the C. Exactly at the C. So that when an object is kept on C, the image thus formed will be at the C only. At the C only. This is the ray diagram for the when object is kept on C. So that now we are write nature of the image. We have write nature of the image. Nature of the image. What is the nature of the image here? First thing. Where does it is forming? It is forming on the C only. It is forming on the C. Image forms on the C. Forms on C only. That is nothing but C on the other side of that lens. Second nature, how it looks like? It is inverted. Image is inverted. Image is inverted. Third condition. All the inverted images are what? All the inverted images are real images. All the inverted images are real images. Fourth condition. When you check the size of the image and the size of the object, both are same. Size of the image is same as size of the object. Is same as size of the object. Size of the object. That is nothing but when an object is kept on C in case of convex lens, the image is going to form on the C and it will be be a real image and it should be an inverted image, and the size of the image will be same as the size of the object. Right? This is the fifth condition. Next, sixth condition, we are going to see the sixth ray diagram. That is nothing but when object is kept in between F1 and P. When object is kept in between F and O. The object is going to be kept in between F and O. That is nothing but optic center and principal focus. Optic center and the principal focus. So that again we have to draw the ray diagram. For that reason I am going to draw a convex lens. This will be the optic center. This will be the principal focus. O, F1, C1, F2, C2. Right? Where we are going to keep the object? We are going to keep the object in between O and F. O and F, so that we are going to keep the object here. Let this be the AB. Right, we are going to keep the object. Where we are going to keep the object in between F and O. In case of convex lens, the object is AB. So that we are going to take the light rays which are traveling parallel to the principal axis. First condition. This light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis on refraction is going to travel or pass through the principal focus. Like this. Right? We are going to take the second light ray. Second light ray which is traveling or which is passing through the optic center. Which is passing through the optic center. What will happen? It is going to travel like this. It is going and travel like this. Right? If you remember the previous class, for the condition for the formation of the image, the two light rays should be merged, or the two light rays which are passing on refraction should converge or intersect at a point, so that the image should be formed there. Right? The image should be formed. When you see both the light rays, they are diverging. They are diverging from one point to another point. Like one light is going in this direction, another light ray is going in this direction. That means both the light rays are having a possibility of intersecting is not possible here. It is not possible when you see this both the light rays. Why it is not possible? Both the light rays are diverging. If both the light rays are diverging, is it possible to form an image there? No, it is not possible. So then how does the image form here? When you check this light ray, it tends to coming from a point inside the lens, like this, from here, from inside the mirror or lens. When you take this light ray, it is also tends to coming from inside the lens, like this. Right? This is coming from here and this is coming from like. That means if both the light rays are diverging, both the light rays are having the different paths. One is going in this direction, another is going in this direction. That means we can say that both the light rays tends to come from one single point. They tends to come from a single point, which is inside the, which is left hand side of the lens. So that when you draw a imaginary line, it is not exactly there, but when you see those things, it tends to coming from one single point. That point is nothing but this one. Right? Then the image is going to form here. The image is going to form here. The image is going to form here. Remember, it is not beyond C, it is not beyond between C and F. It depends on those things due to the dimensions changes here. If you take the dimensions here, it is going to form in between C and F only. For the dimensions and not taking the dimension accurately, so that because of that it is forming beyond C. So that remember to take correct dimensions. Right? The image is going where? It is forming here. So that the name of the image can be given as A dash, B dash. Right? So that when you check that image, nature of the image will be what? Nature of the image. Nature of the image. When you see that image, first image, it is erected one upright. When you see this, it is upright. Upright image or erected image. Upright. Second condition, erected image or upright image are always virtual images. If you remember those things, this is a virtual image. This is virtual image C. Next, third condition, when you check the size of the image to the size of the object. What is the size of the image here? Size of the image is magnified, it is larger. Size of the image is larger in size. Larger in size. D, it is forming on the left side. It is forming on the left hand side. It is forming on the left side of the lens. These are the 6 ray diagrams which is going to come in the convex lens topic. Right, for the different position of the object, we are find out the different position of the image where it is going to fall, as well as we check the nature of the image also. Now next we are going to discuss about the concave lens. We are going to discuss the ray diagrams for the concave lens. Now next we are going to see about the image formation by the concave lens. Right, all what we discussed about the image formation by the convex lens. Now we are going to see about the image formation of the concave lens. Here we are going to take only 2 ray diagrams, so that in each and every ray diagram it is going to show the same position of the image which is going to fall. So that we are going to take the only 2 conditions. That 2 conditions are nothing but when an image is kept, when an object is kept at infinity, first condition. Second condition, when an object is kept beyond C. So that in those 2 conditions we are going to find out the position of the image. So that first condition A, that is nothing but object is kept at infinity. Object is kept at infinity. Infinity. Object is kept at infinity. We don't know the where does the object is there, but it is there at infinity. So that we are going to draw the ray diagram. If you remember, again we have to take those things that nothing but this will be the optic center, this will be the principal focus on the one side, this will be the center of curvature, this will be the principal focus on the second side, this will be the center of the curvature on the second side. Now here we have to do some changes. If you remember the previous class, when I given the dimensions for the drawing the convex lens, if it took the center of the curvature from the optic center is equal to 6 cm, the convex lens case I told you to take this radius as more than 6.5 and less than 7. If I want to take we have to draw the convex lens, I am going to take the radius as 6.5 cm. That is nothing but it is going to give this like this shape, bulging out shape. But in this case, in this manner, we have to take this radius as less than 6 cm, so that there should be a gap here is going to come. So that I am going to take that as 5.75 cm or 5.8 cm, right? 5.75 cm, 5.8 cm, 5.9 cm. It's up to you. So that the value of radius which we are going to take for drawing these things should be less than 6 cm or less than 8 cm. It is up to you. Whatever the radius you are taken. In case of concave lens, we should take the radius of this radius of curvature to be the radius should be less than the radius of curvature. So that is going to give correct curved surface. So that we are going to draw the correct curved surface like this. Now first point is come here, and again you have to take the second point from here. Again you have to draw that curved surface. Like this, you have to join this. This becomes your convex lens. So it becomes your concave lens. Now in concave lens, where does we are going to keep the object? We are going to keep the object at infinity. At infinity means, if you remember previous classes, the ray which are coming from the infinity always travel parallel to the principal axis. They are going to always travel parallel to the principal axis. So that this light is traveling parallel to the principal axis like this. Right? In the same manner, this light is also going to travel parallel to the principal axis. Now what happens in case of concave lens? If you remember the tips for the drawing ray diagrams in case of convex lens and concave lens, if you remember those things, what happens? The light ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, what happens to that light ray? On refraction, it is going to diverge from the lens. It is going to diverge from the lens like this. in this direction it is going to go. The same way if you take another light ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, which is coming parallel to the principal axis, on refraction, what will happen to this light ray? On refraction it is also going to go diverging like this. When you check those things, when you check the point of diverging, they tends to coming from a one point. That point is nothing but the principal focus. They tends to diverge from a point. That point is nothing but it is the principal focus on the other side. If you take in this light ray also, it is also seen like this. It is also diverging from this point. That is nothing but the principal focus. Right? If this light is going in the upside direction, it is going in the downside direction. That means there is no chance that these light rays are going to converge at a point. But when you see those things, when you see the light rays from this side, from the upper side, it tends to come from a single point. That single point is nothing but they are coming from the principal focus. There, both the light rays are going to converge. Both the light ray tends to converge. So there the image is going to form at this point. The image is going to form at this point. Right? So that nature of the image can be given as nature of the image can be given as first nature. Which side it is forming? It is forming on the left side. Image is going to form on the left side. In case of lenses, whichever image is going to form on the left side, it will be a virtual image and it will be a direct image or upright image. Erect or upright, both are same. Erect or upright, both are same. Erect image or upright image, and this will be the virtual image. This will be the virtual image, and size of the image is compared to the size of the object is very very small, or we can say it as diminished, or we can say it as point size. We can say it as point size, or we can say it as diminished one. These are the nature of the image. That is nothing but when object is kept at infinite in case of concave lens, the image is going to form on F. It will be point size, it will be virtual, and it will be upright. I hope this is clear. The last diagram in this topic is nothing but when object is kept beyond C. Object is kept beyond C. Beyond C. So that again we have to draw what? We have to draw a ray diagram. So that we are going to draw the concave lens. This will be the O, this will be the F1, this will be the C1, this will be the F2, this will be the C2, right? So that we are going to draw the concave lens here. Right? This will be the aperture. We are going to keep the object beyond C, that is nothing but this is AB. A light is going to come from this thing, which is going to travel parallel to the principal axis, and here what will happen to this light ray? It tends to diverge from this point. It tends to diverge from this point, so that in this direction is going. In the same manner, again we are going to take the another light ray. Then another light ray which is going to travel passing through the optic center, passing through the optic center. When you check that light ray, from where does it going to come from? When you check those light rays, it tends to come from this side, like here. Right? It tends to come from like this. When you check those things, the light ray which are converging at point is here. So that the image is going to form here. That is nothing but A dash, B dash, A dash, B dash. So the image is going to form here. If you take another point, if I keep the object on C only, same type of diagram is going to come. When I keep the object in between C and F, same type of diagram is going to come. When I keep the object in between O and F, it is going to give the same type of diagram. So that the image formation will take place in between F and O only, in the other side, and it will be smaller. So when you check the nature of the image, what is the nature of the image? When we check this thing, it is forming on the left side. First thing is forming on the left side. Second thing, what is the nature of the image here? It is upright or erected. It is upright or erected. Third nature, it is virtual. All the upright or erected image are always virtual image. Fourth condition, size smaller in size. Size is smaller in size. Smaller in size. These are the ray diagrams which are going to come in the image formation of the spherical lens. There is nothing but concave lens and convex lens. There are total of 8 ray diagrams in lenses. In the same way, total of 8 ray diagrams in the mirror. So that you should remember all the ray diagrams. You should draw all the ray diagrams accurately, as well as you should make a table of the different position of the object. How does the image is going to fall? The position of the image, the nature of the image, you have to, and size of the image you have to mention in that table. As well as you have to accurately draw this ray diagram. Right. Another thing, when you see this ray diagram of the concave lens, the light ray which is traveling parallel to the principal axis, what will happen here? They are diverging. They are going away from the lens. They are diverging. Because of this reason, we can say that concave lens is a diverging lens. Because of this reason, we can say that concave lens is a diverging lens. In the previous class, we discussed about why convex lens is a converging lens. Because all the light rays are going to converge at F2 point. Why it is diverging lens? Because it tends to diverge from the F1 point. In case of concave lens, it is a diverging lens. In case of convex lens, it is a converging lens. In the same manner, in case of concave mirror, it is a converging mirror. In case of convex mirror, it is a diverging mirror. These are about the ray diagrams. In the next class, we are going to discuss about the lens formula, as well as we are going to discuss about magnification. In the next class, we are going to solve the numericals which are going to come in this topic, that is nothing but in the lens topic. In the next class, we are going to discuss up to that point. Thank you, take care, stay well, stay home, and please draw these ray diagrams and remember the points which are going to come in this ray diagram, so that it will be easy to you to solve the numericals which are going to come in this topic, as well as which are going to come in the examination. And those numericals will be easy, because here the numericals are direct ones, but in the examination they are going to ask the applied questions. So that please do well with the ray diagrams. Right? Thank you.